His obituary says he died at 53, survived by 3 nutritionists, 2 personal trainers, and a dietitian. He followed all the rules and died. So why follow the rules? Why have morals? You have a sermon outline. I want to touch on 2 points today. The first one is this, and it's the voice of the culture. Yes, I can define my own morals because there is no God. That's becoming more prevalent in our society today. Our culture keeps moving toward this thinking that there really isn't a God. And if there is a God who maybe got all things started, he isn't really that involved in life today. And if he is, he really shouldn't be because I should be calling the shots. Isn't that the way it works? Everybody has a God. Everybody has a God. If you say there is no God, who is your God? Yourself. And the way it goes in our culture is I won't infringe any of my thoughts or my feelings or my morals. I won't put a crimp in your style of living. You just do your thing, but let me do my thing. Then there are those who say I can define my own morals because the Bible was written for another time. 2,000 years and more. And boy, life has changed. And so it no longer pertains to us. The culture was different back then. And we've changed. We've become more intelligent, more scientific. Or there are some that would say I can define my own morals because the Bible was written in such a way that we get to interpret it in the way that best fits our walk. Have you heard that one? So in other words, we get to pick and choose. Anybody ever hear about the Thomas Jefferson Bible? Anybody hear about that? Thomas Jefferson took the New Testament and he got a notebook and he cut out the stuff in the New Testament that he believed was true. There are no miracles in his New Testament. There is no resurrection. We might shake our head at that. But then there are those who walk through the Bible and snip out the pieces that aren't convenient for them or are too unbelievable for them. But Paul said, what shall we say then? Are we to continue to sin that grace may abound? In other words, someone might say, well, yeah, I know I'm a sinner, but I'm making it worth Jesus' while on the cross. I sin today, I'm forgiven tomorrow. Get to start all over again. It's my get out of jail free card. When 500 years ago, when Martin Luther was expounding the doctrine of salvation by grace, that it's not because we measure up to God, it's not because of the works that we do, it's simply the work of Jesus Christ on the cross, which is his free gift. The church at the time said to Luther, you got to stop it, because if you preach that it doesn't matter who we are as long as we believe in Jesus, then the people are just going to do whatever they want. And Luther said that's a fear of mine as well. But if we can show the people that God's immense love has rescued them from sin and death and hell, they can live in gratitude for the God who created them and redeemed them. Here's my second point. Jesus does forgive. That's true, isn't it? Which is why we're here. Jesus does forgive, which means, first of all, I no longer fear. God demonstrates his love for us in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. I don't have to fear that I have to somehow measure up to a certain standard before Jesus will love me. He loves me, just as I am. So I look at God's standards. I look at God's morals and his values and his laws. And I look at them, and not in a vein that I have to do that or he won't love me. I look at him in this way. He loves me, and now I get to live in the manner in which he has designed. Oh, I'm not going to be perfect. So I get to stand in the shadow of the cross every day. The truth. Isn't that what Paul was saying in that reading of ours? You're either going to be a slave to sin, or you're going to be a slave to Christ. Here's what he said. But thanks be to God that you who were once slaves of sin have become obedient from the heart. I get to do this because God loves me. To the standard of teaching to which you were committed, and having been set free from sin, have become slaves of righteousness. You're addicted to righteousness. You just want to do it. You want to walk with Jesus. And it's not easy, is it? It's not easy at all. Because I'm still hounded by the devil and the world and my own selfish nature. It's still after me. And we stick out, don't we, when we live the gospel. But we're supposed to. We get to be difference makers in this world. So when others see us, they might ask us why we're different. And we get to tell them about Jesus.